gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines Xbox One Edition. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back here in the wonderful, wonderful city of Nerdsdale. Things are going pretty well. We are making almost $1,000 per day, per hour, whatever that is. We have a population of over 1,000 as well. We actually have a decent bit of demand for residential zoning. Although at the end of the last episode, we did go ahead and fill up... Wait a minute. I've made a slight mistake. I reloaded my save to get some screenshots while it was still daytime. So, if you'll excuse me for a moment, we're just gonna load the correct save. Rather than doing... You know, I'd usually cut that out of a video. I'd usually just start again. But, there you go. So, Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines Xbox One Edition. We're back in Nerdsdale. We're making $603 per day. We have a population of over 1,100, and we have a considerable amount of demand for residential zoning. Oh, it's not even that funny. So last time we did go ahead and fill up this little space up here with a bit more residential zoning. Even with that, that doesn't necessarily seem to be enough to get rid of the demand that we're currently facing. So what we'll do is we'll go in here with this road and we'll just extend back like this and get ourselves a little bit more in the way of residential zoning back here. We'll make a little square in the corner. I could maybe go ahead and throw in some... Maybe we throw in some commercial zoning up there just to get some different things going. That is going to be something that I'm definitely trying to do a lot with this city. Definitely going to be trying to get a nice mix of zones going. That's something I did in... Was it my Tornado Country Let's Play? It might be. Tornado... Was it country or county? I don't remember. Either way... I'm pretty sure it was that one that I did the mixed districts thing. I had a lot of different types of zoning inside of one district, and that seemed to work out quite well. So I'm definitely going to try and do that with Nerdsdale. That definitely seems like a pretty good idea. So we'll see how that goes. We've also got a bunch of residential zoning popping up down here, which is beautiful. That's going to get rid of that demand that we currently have. I am curious to see, though, do we have enough electricity? We absolutely do. Do we have enough water and sewage coverage? We absolutely do. How about that garbage? Garbage is looking fine as well. Beautiful. Now, we are going to need to go ahead and extend Walnut Hills just a little bit back here, because I am going to want to make sure that that smoke detector distribution is, you know, it's actually in place over here in all of these new houses and in the little commercial corner that we have there. So that'll hopefully do some good stuff. We are hoping to get ourselves to a nice total of 1,400 people, so we can get decoration and unique build. Well, we have unique buildings, but the level 2 unique buildings would be nice. Unique buildings are gained by achieving various things while playing, both positive and negative. Unique buildings attract tourists into the city. There can only be one of each unique building built at the same time in your city. Unique buildings carry over to new game sessions, so after unlocking them, they will be available to you in future cities every time you reach the relevant milestone. So in this case, we have quite a few things in here. For example, this one, the Brandenburg Gate, we can't currently get. I think we just can't afford that, but apparently, no, we can't afford the statue. Well, no, we can't afford it. Why can't we get the Brandenburg Gate? Doesn't actually tell me about... Oh, hello. So, 10,000 full lifespans lived in the city. Fair enough. Why can we get the Statue of Liberty then? I guess that's just a thing that we can get currently. I mean, we could. We definitely could. I don't think we need it, though. So at the moment, we can get the Statue of Wealth, which is... I mean, it's a nice feature to have in there, but I don't think the city is actually doing well enough to warrant me getting the Statue of Wealth, although it would look fine right there. It would actually look pretty darn good right there at the end of that road. Like, you get to the end of that road through the city and the city's just like, yo, Yo, look how rich we are. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put the Statue of Wealth right there. Because that is a beautiful spot for that statue. Look at that thing. Look at that thing standing proud with its giant coin. Oh, look at those lights. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. Tell you what, that right there is going to be the thumbnail for the episode. Because that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I also appreciate that the coin sort of hides its butt. That's a nice touch. That's, oh, hello, something's on fire over here. Oh, wow. So many fire trucks. So many fire trucks indeed. That giant building beside it could go up in flames. Oh, that's like my favorite building in City Skylines right there, I think. I don't know what it is. I love big old red brick factories. I think that's like my favorite building in the game. It might be. It might be a slightly different one that I'm remembering, but whatever. It really doesn't matter what my favorite building in the game is. I just really happen to like that giant red brick building. I actually used to work in a building very similar to that. And by that I mean I just made YouTube videos out of a building very similar to that for like 9 months, not 9 months, maybe about 9 months, 8 to 9 months. I ran my whole YouTube thing out of a building like that. Not the whole building, just an office in a building like that. I feel like I've told this story really recently. I'm not going to go into details on it because I'm almost certain that like a week ago at most I told that same story, so I don't want to repeat myself too much. Now we do have a little bit of demand for industrial zoning. It does look like the industrial spaces in the city have filled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just fill in that little space there. Why is that zoning so weird there? We'll fill in those spaces there and get some industrial zoning into those areas. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. So we'll get industrial zoning in there. That's hopefully going to help things out a little bit. There is some demand for workers from this factory right here. This guy here, not enough workers. He's got 7 of 16 uneducated workers. He's got 11 of 16 now, but he's still got 5 jobs going, so he's not too happy about that. So hopefully we can get that sorted. The population is at 1,364. So not long to go. Not long to go until we get ourselves... not long to go until we get ourselves that 1,400, which is going to be some relatively exciting stuff. 1,372. Come on, give me that one. Give me that 1,400. Give me that 1,400 and the decorations. That's all I want at this point. That's all I'm interested in. I just want the decorations. Let me see, what else have we got? So 1,400, then the next one is 2,400, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, but that gets us transport. Now that's interesting because buses are going to be really, really important. We also get recycling. We also get highways there. Oh, now that has me excited. 2,400 people. That's going to be a very interesting milestone. My hashtag cat was just saved by a hashtag smoke detector. Thank you at fire department. That would be a really good Twitter handle. Like whoever's got at fire, just generic fire department, that's a good Twitter handle. Hey, we're a tiny town. We got decorations. We can also ban pets, ban smoking. We can boost parks and recreation. We can get schools out. We can encourage biking. That's exciting. Also, not in my backyard and Old Town are very important policies. The high school is pretty good as well. So, decoration. You can make your city more attractive and comfortable by placing... Sorry, let me try that again. By building parks, plazas, and paths, or by planting trees in empty areas. Decorative elements raise citizen happiness, which helps buildings evolve. Good. That's what I want to do. More so than anything, though, I want bicycle paths. Well, I don't need bicycle paths. That's the thing, actually. There's no need for them. But I do kind of want them. I do kind of want, like, bicycle paths through here. It's just, it's a tricky thing because there's literally, like, no need for them whatsoever. I'll tell you what we'll do, though. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna put, like, a dedicated bicycle path there. Going through that space. Then a dedicated regular path just next to it, going up to there. So one side of that's dedicated for bikes, the other is just pedestrian. And that seems fine to me. That seems like it might be a pretty good idea. We'll do the same up here, just like that. And we'll do the same on the side of it, just about there. So there we go. And then eventually what we'll do, we can actually do it across the entire city as well. We can just go ahead and encourage biking. That's definitely seeming like a pretty good idea. So we'll get some bicycle paths there. We'll get some bicycle paths there as well. Then the regular old pedestrian paths just next to it. Just like that. And just like that. Now, I know I'm bulldozing some houses there, and I also know that pedestrians can't cross here at the moment. Eventually, they will be able to. If we head over to roads here, we can't currently do it, but when we unlock the 2-lane road with grass, I can put a little bit of that in the middle there, and that's going to make it possible for people to cross over there. That's my plan, anyway. So I guess we go to, we'll not tell people to bike in that area. What we'll do is select Walnut Hills, go to district policies and say, hey, y'all, let's have you bike more. Go cycling. Now, not in my backyard is leisure specialized areas will close for the night. Not really interested. And Old Town will stop traffic from, it will stop traffic from going through an area, which isn't something we need to worry about at the moment. Basically, you have to think of Old Town as a way of saying, hey, unless you're going somewhere in this district, go around. It just means traffic will go other ways to get to where they're going. So for example, if I had, you know, a big old residential area here, then a commercial or industrial area back here, and I put an Old Town policy in the residential area, the traffic would have to come in and go like up and around to get over to this area. That's what Old Town does, just in case you weren't aware. It's a very good policy, very important policy, one of my favorite policies in City Skylines, but not one that I need just at the moment. Now, here's a question. Anyone using my paths? Is anyone keen for a bit of cycling at the moment? I know it's a bit late, so it's very unlikely that anyone's going to be like, oh, you know what? It's like 5 a.m. Gonna go out for a... Well, actually, no, 5 a.m. is a good time to get up and go running or cycling because the sun's just coming up and it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's like 2 a.m. Gonna go get the bike out. Go for a quick 2 a.m. cycle across the town. I'm gonna get my legs to be hench. I'm gonna be ripped by the time the sun rises. That's yeah, that's good to know the Scottish accent's making a return to my channel. For a while, it was a bad impression of Howard's mother from The Big Bang Theory, but no, the Scottish accent is back in force, apparently. That is good to know. Right, so what else can we do around here? We have got a bit of demand for more residential zoning. I would really like to... Well, I can buy a new area, can't I? If I really want to. I'm tempted to buy this one over here. That's actually, you know what? I want that one. Give me that area. I want that one. Because what I can do is I can run the, run this road, this highway, can pretty much go straight through there. And I will do that eventually. I will connect it straight up and straight through and have a bunch of ways off of the highway to get into the city, as opposed to what we currently have, which is sort of a dead-end thing for the highway. So eventually you'll be able to go through the city to get to the other side, but we're hopefully going to encourage people to not do that, because that could get things very, very busy in here and uncontrollably busy at that. Now let's go ahead and start making some changes here to some of these spaces. I'm going to do this sort of thing. And I'm going to do, let's see, this sort of thing as well. Because I can. I just want to change things up a little bit, you know? Just want to make this area look a little bit more interesting. Change the road layouts and all that. So bring that over to here. Do that sort of thing. We'll leave that little corner piece there and that's going to be fine. But what I want to do is basically go ahead and throw in some more residential zoning over here. because we are going to need it. In fact, for that one, let's throw in a little bit more commercial. Just for the heck of it. Then we'll get ourselves some pipes, because we are going to... Well, actually, you know what? We don't really need the pipes, but I'll throw them in anyway. That is absolutely no problem right there. Hold up. Let's just do this properly, like that. There we go. Not so bad at all. Water availability is still totally fine, which is excellent news. We're at 1,545 people and growing, which is also excellent news. And again, the next milestone is the 2,400 people, where we get a new area, and we also get public transport, which, gonna be honest, I'm actually really excited for public transport. Yeah, so we're not quite there with the 2,400 people yet, but that's a view right there. I always forget how beautiful this game can be, but the sun rising over the hills in the background, the smokestacks of the industrial area, the little houses in the foreground. This game's so pretty. Every time I come back to it, I always just have to take a moment and just look around at the things you're building, because it's a really pretty game. This is what I love about city builders. You build this thing and, like, from up here, that's not the prettiest looking city, right? It's not the greatest thing in the world, you know. I've not done anything masterful here. I'm no Strict Toaster or Flux Trance or literally anyone that builds things that are amazing in City Skylines. But you get down in here and you get like the sunlight just, you know, shining off the buildings, the shadows moving a little bit, the silhouette of the smokestacks. Like, that is pretty. Like, that's the thing. You can build anything that looks nice in City Skylines. If you got your camera down low enough, it just looks good. It really does. Anyway, we're currently on 1,752 people. We're making 2,867. When did that start happening? When did we start making money? I didn't even realize that was happening, but okay. No, I'll take it. We have a little bit of demand in the bottom right there for commercial zoning. Do we have any commercial zoning free? Yeah, there's a small tile in there. There's a little bit in there. There's still commercial space available. The industrial zoning's filling up a little bit. So what I will do is go ahead and throw in, I guess, a bit of industrial zoning over there just to start filling up that space. This space is still being very weird because of the way the zoning's worked out in there, but we'll not worry too much about that. We'll just let it fill up eventually. Yeah, that does have water as well, which is brilliant news. So we got that covered. Let's go ahead and throw in a couple more roads over here then. We'll go ahead out to about there and there. We'll bring this over to there and there. And we're basically just going to make a little mini grid there in the corner because, well, why not, I suppose. What we can also do is just throw in a little bit of commercial zoning into that corner as well. So there we go. That's going to be a nice little extension of Walnut Hills. Speaking of which, we do need to extend Walnut Hills back a little bit further here. So we'll just go ahead and bring this all the way along to about there. I'm going to need to, yeah, you know what? That needs neatened up. Let's fix that. So we'll just stay snapped to the road. We're drifting off course a little bit there. Come on, just stay on the road. Nice and easy does it. So around like this as well. This is all going to be a part of Walnut Hills, including, you know, the encourage biking thing. That is a very important part of Walnut Hills. Speaking of which, I do want to go in and throw in some more cycle paths just there with a pedestrian path next to it. Now that's obviously a wee bit steep. There is definitely some bumps going on there. So you might want to be careful with your cycling. You might hit a bump and go flying, but you know, you can probably, where there's blame, there's a claim, so you can probably blame the city for it. I'm not going to complain. I mean, yes, I'm the mayor. I mean, that's just, you're just pulling it. I don't know. It doesn't matter, all right? Where there's blame, there's a claim. We can blame the road service. We can blame the council. And as the mayor, as a man of the people, I'll stand up and help whoever gets hurt on that horrendous path over there. Because, good lord, that is an interesting path, is what that is. Is anyone actually using the other ones? You there. Oh, you're using it. There we go. I mean, you're not cycling, but I'll take it. You're cycling. Where are you off to? Are you just out for a good cycle? Anyone using this one over here? Oh, hello. You're using it. Oh, you're both using it. Okay. Are you cycling? You are cycling, but you weren't on the cycle path. What are you doing? You were on the pedestrian bit. Oh yeah, I totally forgot, didn't I? People can cycle on pedestrian paths. I think the cycle paths exist as a way to not have people walking there. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. People will cycle on pedestrian paths because, I mean, they will cycle on the footpath as well. So, yeah, that totally makes sense. That's fair enough. I'm not too worried about it. $3,121 is what we're currently making. We've almost got 2,000 people here as well. The industrial demand's creeping up a little bit as well, but we have these buildings over here. I'll tell you what I will do, though. Since we are making some cash, let's get ourselves a high school. So it's 560 per week, no pollution, none of that stuff. Oh, we could totally throw a high school over there. That could totally work. Let's get a high school over here. Let's definitely get a high school over here. So what I want to do is go in like this, grab this, and just D-zone all of this nonsense. Then we'll get ourselves a high school. And the high school can go in the corner there. Beautiful. So people can now go to high school and get themselves some of that old book learning. Not that I'd believe in any of that book learning. My school was life. I learned everything I know at the School of Life. Oh boy, that's a thing that people actually believe from time to time. No, you know what? I joke. I make funnies, but I do firmly believe that a lot of things, not everything. I'm trying to not dig myself a hole here. So education's important. I don't know why I need to explain this. Education's very important. You learn a lot of important things in school. You might not realize it when you're there, but you do. But at the same time, I also firmly believe that just general life experience is very important too and teaches you just as much. Same with careers, like a career in the media. I'm currently pursuing, not a career because my career and my job at the moment are YouTube, but I'm pursuing a thing with acting. And I know what you're thinking. Really? Yeah, I'm pursuing a thing with acting. I kind of want to be an actor. And it's really interesting. Hold on, I want to see what this guy's complaining about. Multiple problems. What are the multiple problems? I don't know what one of those problems is. I get that's the inspector, but I want to... What's up with you? Oh, I don't care. He needs more workers. He'll get them eventually. Oh, you guys don't have power. Are we out of power? Are we? Oh. Why do you guys not have power? That is very strange. I guess we're consuming a lot of electricity. Let's go ahead and throw another power plant just into that spot and we'll be totally fine. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm currently pursuing a thing. I want to be an actor. And it's frustrating because a lot of what I did in college with I studied TV and film production, how you make TV shows and movies. And a lot of what I did was argue with my lecturers because I firmly believed, and still to this day believe, that if I can do a thing, that's just as important, if not more important, than the theory side of things. So a lot of my arguments were, well, why can't I do my final piece into, like, my written piece as a piece to camera? Or why can't I do a practical thing to demonstrate my understanding of this theory as opposed to writing 3,000 words about this thing? I always argued that being able to do the thing, especially in media, was more important than being able to write about it. Because if you sit for long enough and read about something for long enough, you're going to be able to write convincingly about it. But if you can do that thing and demonstrate your understanding of it, I feel like that's more important. Anyway, the point of this story, I don't know where this story even started at this point, but the point of the story is that I've been looking into acting a lot recently, and I've been reading up a lot about like talent agencies, and it's frustrating to see how much they rely on like a CV, how much they rely on grades and qualifications rather than solely relying on a damn good show reel. And that annoys me, because if I can show you that I can act, which I'm not going to say I'm a great actor or anything, but if I could show you that I'm a bloody good actor, I wish that qualified a lot more than it does. It does qualify, but anyway, the point of that is education's good, experience and understanding of the thing you're being educated about is also important. That all came from a fancy book learning joke, by the way. I just realized where that came from. That came from a bad joke about book learning. Oh boy. My ability to tell stories from nothing, that should get me an acting career. that right there is why I'm gonna be leading the next Star Wars trilogy. That right there, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it there for today. I think we've extended the city kind of nicely. Next time we're gonna be getting that 2,400 people thing. We're gonna get ourselves travel and transport, and it's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna get people going about by bus. Not that they'll necessarily need to, although we could get some buses taking people from Walnut Hills to Oriental Hills. That's, I think, something that's gonna be very, very important to do. So we'll see how that goes. Ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, thank you kindly for watching. This has been Cities Skylines Xbox One Edition Part 3. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!